Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to show you how I created a content creator AI agent, and this will basically ba create you a LinkedIn post, a blog post, and an Instagram video idea just from your campaign title, and it will be based on current news events as well. So I'm just going to show you how it looks. You'll have a Google Sheets with your campaign title, content subject, and target audience. This is the stuff that you're going to want to have as inputs, and these are the outputs: Instagram idea, LinkedIn blog, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And if I just show you an example of it, if we have, for example, let's do esports. What is currently the top esports news aimed at, I don't know, under 30. And based on these things, when I run my workflow, it will come in with the campaign title, the subject of the content, and it will search the internet for this stuff and create you an up-to-date LinkedIn and blog post, as well as an Instagram video idea. So it's just running now, and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so the workflow is finished, and we can see that the LinkedIn blog post and Instagram idea has been filled in properly. So this is pretty cool, and I'm going to show you exactly what it includes. So let's get straight into it. The first node is a Google Sheets trigger, and this is slightly nuanced because there are different settings that will determine what triggers your input. So at the moment, because it's not published, I've had to manually execute the workflow, but I'll show you at the end how it will look in the future, where you will just type it in the Excel sheet and then it will automatically run the workflow. And I've set this up so that it polls every minute, and from the document that I've chosen, so this is my this is my Excel sheet, or the Google sheet, sorry, it will trigger whenever a row is added. So essentially what it checks is every minute it will check, has a row been added, has a row been added? And when it has found that a row has been added, it will pull in all of the inputs. And you will see later on, the only inputs that matter are the first three in the first three columns: target audience, content subject, and campaign title. If, by the way, you haven't selected your Google credentials, check out my other video which does this, and it will take you through exactly how you need to do that. So due to the fact that we're doing it, we're pulling in everything in the sheets, we then just want to take the last item. So this is my esports one, which I've just done because I don't want to have to do the workflow for all of the other food trend and music trend that I've already done. So it takes this. Then the next node is ensuring that you basically you take only the necessary columns. So it takes it takes the content subject and the target audience. And I've just manually done this as a mapping with query and target audience here. One thing I'm going to say just before I go too far into it, the whole workflow I'm going to put onto my school account, and it will be completely for free. You can just download the workflow straight into your own environment, and you don't need to go through the whole process of setting up each individual node. So this will hopefully save you a lot of time, and you can follow the logic through a lot easier this way. So once we've set up, we've pulled in the columns that we want, which is the content subject and the target audience. Then we're going to want to search the internet with these columns. And so I've chosen a Tavily internet. So this looks like this. I'll show you. Tavily is basically crawling the internet for for LLMs. And it's super simple to set up, but it's really good to connect to whichever LLM that you're using, and it's easy to do inside N8N. So Tavali here, connect your AI agents to the web. And what this does is it basically crawls the web in real time. So it will take up-to-date information on whatever topic you give it to pull into N8N. Now, set up an account. Then once you've set up an account, you can try it out, and it will give you a key, an API key here. And you should be able to see in the documents in the API playground how to set everything up. So what I've done is I chose, so API key, you put in whatever. You put in your query. So I'm just going to test it out here, test. And then we can configure the parameters however we want. So let's say the general topic, we want it to be news. So specific to new news articles. We want to have an advanced or basic search depth, time range, maximum results limits, etc., etc. So we can put all this in, and then I can copy this and put it in fact into ChatGPT and ask it to generate a JSON equivalent. So now when we go back to N8N, in our search internet node, we will choose post method, and you can just copy this URL. So again, when you've downloaded it from my school account, it will all be there for you already, so you won't have to do this. But otherwise, choose this URL to send information to, and then click on send body, your JSON, and then this will be, you put in your API key here, and just from the same as we've seen in the Tavali, we just want to basically copy this, put it into ChatGPT, and ask it to turn your Python or JavaScript into a JSON query, and put that into the JSON body. Once this is done, what we want to do is to make sure that our query is replaced with what the query that we're taking in from the Google Sheets is. So that currently is what is currently the top esports news. And that will be pulled in from our previous node. And when this is executed, it pulls back the results of the Google search. And because I think I've put in 5 or match results 3, it will return 3 different results here. So you can see 2, and there should be a third one somewhere. They probably run out of space. Okay. Oh, 0, 1, 2. Yeah, it starts at 0, 1, 2. So when we have the results from the internet, we want to just take out what we need. So fields to split out, and this is specifically for results. So results has 3 different results. So it has there's one column, and it contains our 3 different search results from the internet. So we want to take that and split it out into 3 different items. And because of the way it's formatted, it's very easy to do. It takes the parameter and puts it into a column. And so now I have 3 different URLs, which are current up-to-date news articles. So I can see this one was published on the 10th of February, which is only 2 days ago. And it will take me to all the content in here. Okay, so we split this out. Once we split it out, we then want to aggregate it all into one specific column. And the reason we're doing this is so that we can feed it into an LLM a lot easier. So we take all items in the data and put it into a single list. So now I have all my 3 news articles in one list, and in 2 different fields, so the title and the raw content. And this, you will see, is there's a title here, and then the raw content is here. So I just need to specify the fields and fields to include, and include the titles there. So now that I have this information ready, this will go straight into my LLM. And I've chosen ChatGPT here. So when I set this up, I've chosen conversational agent because I have no tools attached to the agent, so I don't need to do that. So conversational agent is enough. And for the prompt user message, I've pulled in so it's easier to pull in like this, the JSON data here, and also the target audience. And this target audience I've taken actually from all the way back to search fields. So in here and target audience, I've pulled that in. And this is actually one thing to note. You don't have to necessarily take the data from only the previous node. This is a few nodes back and the data still flows through into this LLM. So the last thing we want to actually configure is the system message or the system prompt. You go to add option and there will be an option for system message. I'm not going to go into the details of what I've chosen here, but you'll be able to see the details when you download it from the school, from my school page. But essentially, I'm making sure that it knows that it's an expert LinkedIn content creator, and I'm asking it to provide an article based on these news articles, etc., etc., and aiming it at the target audience. So then it gives me an output, and I do exactly the same thing with the blog writer and the Instagram content creator. The only thing that changes in these three is the system message, where I have to specify what the LLM is acting as. So in this case, it was an Instagram content creator specialist. And for each of these, I've made sure that the model here is GPT-4o Mini. You can try different ones. I found this one works very nicely. And yeah, just test them out if you want to try something different. And finally, what I want is to update the Google Sheets with my 3 outputs of the LLM. So I've just ensured that I update row. I use map each column manually, and I take the campaign title. So I pull this in all the way back from our Google Sheets trigger. Okay, I've taken the campaign title, so it uses this to match. And because it's only one line, it then fills in the LinkedIn. I pull this in from the LinkedIn, the blog, and the Instagram video content idea. I pull this in, and then it will update my LinkedIn, my Google Sheets. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how it's going to look, how it looks when I automatically publish it. So I published it, and the Google Sheets trigger is now without the limit, because it will only pull in the most recent updated row. So now if I update this row, for example, with, let's try home owners, and what is currently the top? What is the current housing market like? Aim at young professionals. So I've updated this, and the way, like I said at the beginning, I believe, the way it works is that the Google Sheets trigger will poll every minute. And so long as you've updated the row within a minute, it will pull in all the columns at the next minute, once it's realized that a trigger of the new row has been added. If you don't fill it in time, it will only pull in the columns that have been filled in, and so your workflow will probably come incorrect. One way to make this safer, just off the top of my head, is to only have one column that you want to pull in, and this will make sure that when you finish typing, it will be triggered correctly. But let's have a look if this one, yeah, so homeowners, housing market, young professionals, and it's given me LinkedIn blog post and Instagram idea for young professionals to look at buying houses. So this is it, guys. Please check out the school community to find the JSON of this workflow, and I hope this was helpful.